Hey everybody, welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com. We're just 1 week away now from Wrestlemania 28. Make sure you check out coverage at NoDQ.com. I'll be tweeting about it during the show. Make sure you follow me, the NoDQ.com Twitter account, twitter.com/NoDQ, So follow us there. But for now, let's get to your questions. What do you think The Undertaker will do after WrestleMania 28? If he manages not to get injured, could you see him back at SummerSlam for a light schedule? I highly doubt it at this point. I think that The Undertaker's full-time career and even part-time career is over at this point. I think if he even wrestles at all in the future, it'll be strictly at WrestleMania at this point. And even that, I'm not so sure. I am, personally, I'm convinced that this is going to be his last WrestleMania. And perhaps if he's feeling good next year, he'll want to come back and do another match and keep the streak going for a few more years, maybe to WrestleMania 30, who knows. But yeah, I really think that he's close to being done now. And I know we've said that many times in the past, and he keeps coming back. But this time, I really feel that he's at the end here. Do you think Big Show will ever get the World Heavyweight title or WWE title shot again and possibly have a longer title reign like Mark Henry or JBL did? Well, the thing with the Big Show is that he's never been the guy in WWE. He's always been a top player, and he's always going to get a title shot once in a while and be in that upper mid-card level. But as far as actually being champion again and having a long reign, that I think is unlikely. I could see him getting a brief title reign before he retires, similar to what happened with Kane recently, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I don't see Big Show being the guy that is carrying the company. I mean, they're going to be focusing on young talent, and Big Show's basically there to win some matches and just be a big star, you know, a veteran on the roster, and then that's about it. At WrestleMania, don't you think WWE should give more time to mid-card matches instead of celebrities/artists? Yeah, that would be good to add a little bit of time to the mid-card matches, but you have to keep in mind that the matches that are going to get the most time are the main event matches. Hell in a Cell, Rock versus Cena, Punk, even Punk versus Jericho. Those matches are going to get 20 minutes or more each. And with Undertaker's match, his entrance alone takes 5 minutes. So that's going to take up a lot of the time. And I'll get into my WrestleMania predictions pretty soon. But I think a few of the mid-card matches are going to go quite short. And that's just the way things go. So they're not going to dedicate a lot of time to the mid-card when people are paying to see the big matches. How much of an impact do you think it would make if The Rock joined TNA after WrestleMania? First of all, that is a really ridiculous question, but I want to answer it just because it's something that I haven't answered yet. If The Rock was to go to TNA, I think they would somehow manage to screw it up. I mean, I don't know if anybody could go to TNA and make a real difference with the way that TNA operates. I think that The Rock would be ruined in TNA. I could just see that happening. But like I said, it's not going to happen. The Rock is doing his career in Hollywood. He came back to WWE to give back to the WWE fans, and because the WWE is how he made his name, and he wants to give back. There's no reason for him to go to TNA, and I don't think they'd be able to afford him. I don't think that they could even come close to paying him what he would want, but I don't think he would do it either way. I mean, he's doing Hollywood, and he's doing a WWE deal once in a while here, and that's about it. Who do you see as the next great high flyer in WWE? And do you think that said person could surpass Rey Mysterio or Jeff Hardy, at least in his WWE run, in terms of popularity? Maybe somebody like Justin Gabriel if they continue to push him. The funny thing is, when you look at Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy, these are two guys that are unconventional. I mean, for years, people in WWE talked about how a masked guy could never get over, and actually this was more like WCW, which is why they unmasked him, because Eric Bischoff thought that a guy wearing a mask is not marketable because he can't do the facial expressions. But with Rey Mysterio, he proved everybody wrong, and as a matter of fact, those masks are actually a big deal because they sell a lot of merchandise and make the company money. So there you go. And with Jeff Hardy, I mean, he had this stigma attached to him where he's this backyard wrestler and he doesn't really know how to work a professional style. But Jeff Hardy proved everybody wrong. So in order to find the next great high flyer, WWE really needs to look outside of the box and not just go with this generic high-flying type of guy. And if they do that, then yeah, we could see somebody one day get as popular as Mysterio or Hardy. We'll have to see. What do you think 2012 will hold for CM Punk after his Y2J feud? I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. It would not surprise me if CM Punk ends up going to SmackDown and Randy Orton goes back to Raw. I could very well see that happening. Right now, CM Punk, I think, is the #2 babyface in WWE. I think he has surpassed Orton at this point. And I think that he will continue to have a lot of momentum and he will continue to be a top guy. I mean, he broke that barrier last year when he cut that promo, and he continues to be hot. He's not like, you know, a huge star like John Cena, but he's doing really well, and I think he will continue to do well, and I think 2012 will be another great year for him. Do you think Kane will ever win a world championship again? This is going back to earlier with the Big Show question. I think Kane got his last run the other year. I think he won the world title as WWE wanting to give back to him. I think that was the whole reason behind it. So, you know, their way of saying thank you for everything you've done over the years, because it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to put the title on him. I mean, you're focusing on new talent, and the pay-per-view buy rates with Kane as champion did terrible. The matches were awful. That Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker, just brutal, and not in a good way. So I think that's what that was all about, and I think Kane is also, like Undertaker, is also winding down, and I just don't see it happening. Like Big Show, he might get the occasional title match, but he's not going to be in a prominent position anymore. All right, that'll do it for today's edition. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/NoDQ&AV. And like I said, follow NoDQ, DOTCOM on Twitter to get your WrestleMania coverage. I will be tweeting during the show, as I do for all the major pay-per-views. And I will be tweeting during SummerSlam from the arena, but that's far ahead into the future, so we'll get to that when the time comes. On that note, we'll see you next time.